Since the beginning of Dragon Ball, Goku has always defined his family as Grandpa Gohan. His Saiyan heritage was completely unknown to him, and he was so far detached from it that he was happy to kill his own brother when it meant saving the planet Earth. This made Raditz's presence a blip in the radar in the series, and it took Goku decades longer to discover his Saiyan heritage through the voice of his own father. But what if that encounter had gone differently? Well, that's a story we aim to continue today with the continuation of What If Raditz Fought Goku at Kame House. Now, if you're new to this story, stop. Part 1 is right above my head. Go ahead and watch that, leave a like, and subscribe because it helps the channel out immensely, and I will see you when you catch up. In our last part, we saw more preparation, both with the Dragon Team and with Cooler and his gang. Or perhaps it should be called Frieza and his gang, considering he had finally caught up to his brother in power. That didn't seem to matter all that much though. Cumber decided to put all of them to shame by showing them his true power, showcasing off Super Saiyan 4 before it had even achieved the name. Cumber in his Super Saiyan state alone was able to take on all three of them at once and win, but this Super Saiyan 4 power? My goodness. It was beyond anything that they could even comprehend at the moment. The Dragon Team, however, isn't without their powerhouses. With the likes of Broly and others joining the ranks, they might just be able to stand a chance. Maybe not in individual strength, but in numbers. But as the date of the invasion rapidly approaches, only time will tell. Let's continue. It was about a month until the invasion was set to occur, and preparations were nearly complete on planet Vegeta. They had sent out feelers, and surely the information had arrived to Frieza that the planet had been restored. So, with any luck, this would be the location that they would hit first. Jocko approached the Prince of All Saiyans, having just arrived along with some other galactic patrolmen to permanently set up shop until the battle was done. Very impressive, Prince Vegeta. Or should I call you King now? You're finally back on your planet. Is the coronation set?
I know this is a poor attempt at humor, Jocko, but it isn't a title I'm interested in right now. Do you have something that you need to discuss with me?
Straight to the point as always, I see. Yes, actually, I do. Could you gather up all the Saiyans for me? It's something that I believe all of you would be interested in hearing. Vegeta did just that, and they all congregated into a meeting room. Every Saiyan that was known to be alive was there, from hybrids to full-blooded. Everyone was there to hear what Jocko had to say. Alright, it is with a heavy heart that I have to say this news, so I hope all of you are listening closely. Some galactic patrolmen died to bring us this information. Cumber, the ancient Saiyan, has a form unlike any of you. You see, utilizing the Power Ball, he achieved the Ozaru status. However, it appeared as though he retained his Super Saiyan abilities in that state, and, through a short amount of time, reduced in size, but kept the power.
This is absolutely fascinating. I'd always theorized there was an ability beyond that of Super Saiyan 3, but I left it in the dust when I achieved Super Saiyan God. Incredible!
Yeah, that sounds awesome! Why don't we go ahead and achieve it too and use it against him? Think it through, Dad. He achieved the Ozaru form. We need our tails to do that. You don't have one anymore, neither do I. Vegeta doesn't? Raditz does and Nappa, but a lot of us don't. Goku was really disappointed to hear Gohan's interjection, but Raditz started laughing. Ha 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 ha! See that? I can achieve a form that you'll never get to have, Kakarot! I bet you're happy to hear that too, Nappa! Our own Prince can't achieve that!
Laugh it up all you want, Raditz. The fact of the matter is you probably can't combine it with Super Saiyan God, so what use could it possibly be?
Well, why couldn't he? Gohan interjected again.
What was that, boy?
Well, I don't mean anything bad by it, Vegeta. It's just, you guys learned how to combine Super Saiyan God with Super Saiyan, and you made it into Super Saiyan Blue. Why couldn't Super Saiyan 4 be combined as well? Sure, it'd probably take a lot of work to do, but I don't see why it couldn't be possible. It's all theories.
That's a fair point, boy. We all have our limits, but Saiyans always seem to be able to break them. Maybe there is something to it. I'm gonna ask Bulma to see if she can manage to get our tails back as well. Perhaps it could be useful down the road. Raditz, Nappa, the two of you should return to Earth and get into the time chamber. Figure out how to unlock Super Saiyan 4. It could be useful as well. Jocko, did you have anything else to say?
Well, no, actually. That's about all from Jocko today. Thank you, everyone, for meeting.
Wait,
interrupted Nappa. You said people died bringing us this information, right? Yes, we had some people deep undercover that gave it up in order to get this information to us, and they paid the hardest price of all. Why? Because I want to convey a message to you, one that I hope you really take to heart. We're going to avenge them. You've got my word on that. Jocko looked around to see all the other Saiyans nodding in approval. They were on the same page with that, and a tear formed in his eyes. The meeting adjourned and they all took their leave, but before the Saiyans dispersed, Whis appeared in front of them. My, I caught you all together. What perfect timing. I brought you perhaps some new friends. Not to be a dum-dum, but you don't have anyone with you. Whis took his gaze downward to see Goten, the spitting image of Goku, but in a mini form, talking to him. Such a simple line of thought. You clearly are the son of Goku. Speaking of that, I have someone else that's a spitting image of you. Whis pulled 5 beings out of his staff, all of them full-blooded Saiyans. Tarble, Paragus, Broly, and 2 others. A look of shock overcame Raditz's face, and even Goku realized who they were looking at. Staring back at them was none other than Bardock and Gine. Mother? Father? Is that really you? Raditz could barely get the words out, and Gine also was at a loss for words. Gazing at her 2 sons, she was filled with tears. Bardock, however, was stern as ever. Yeah, kid, it's us. Don't know how, but here we are. Raditz sprinted over and immediately embraced the 2 of them for a hug. Ah, what is this, a hug? Come on, kid, you're a Saiyan, act like it. Some others had congregated nearby to see what the commotion was, Piccolo included. He gazed at the 2 of them and realized pretty quickly who they were. The parents of Goku and Raditz. Fascinating. Well, he wondered how they were there, and then it dawned on him exactly what had happened. He gazed over at Vegeta, who gave him a quick nod. Piccolo nodded back, thinking to himself, that was a good wish indeed. But not long after that, they were interrupted yet again. This time, it was another angel attendant, one that was a female, toting along 2 gods of destruction. And not just that, they seemed to have a few others with them. That's it, brother! I am tired of toting you around everywhere! Never again shall Vados take you anywhere! Well, that's perfectly fine, Champa. As you can see right here, Whis is available to take me from now on. Oh, Whis! What have you been up to? You've been absent. Whis and Beerus walked off in the distance, with the former trying frantically to explain why he was gone for so long. But Vados, Champa, and the others accompanying them approached the Saiyans. The ones that Beerus won't shut up about. He talked as if you're almost extinct, but I see a good amount of you right here. But no matter, I have something to show you myself. I present to you some of my Universe 6 Saiyans. The 2 of them stepped forward and introduced themselves as Kaba and Caulifla. Saiyans in Universe 6, you say? This is incredible. I find myself to be equally fascinated by this development. I take it you are Prince Vegeta. The honor is all mine. What is this planet, though? This is not Sadala. Sadala, you say? Your history went far different from ours, I take it. I'm willing to bet you're not even on the brink of extinction yourself, are you? Kaba and Vegeta continued talking about the differences between their universes, and it eventually came to light that Kaba didn't even know what a Super Saiyan was. Vegeta agreed to show him, but through a tough love sort of manner. The 2 of them duked it out for a while, and even in their base forms, Kaba was keeping up pretty well. He didn't quite have the upper hand, and in fact was a bit on the back foot. You see, Vegeta had been training pretty vigorously in preparation for this invasion, so he was stronger than he would have been if they were in a peacetime. But then Vegeta went into Super Saiyan and the fight became horribly one-sided, and to make matters worse, he started threatening Kaba, and not just Kaba, but the entire Saiyan race of Universe 6. He talked about how ruthless the Saiyans of Universe 7 was, how they were conquerors and happily destroyed many planets. He talked about all the planets and people that he had killed in his past, and how he was happy to reignite that passion again on them. And this was pushing Kaba to the edge. He was becoming filled with more and more rage until eventually it burst in a golden aura. But he wasn't alone. On the sidelines, Caulifla had been listening to the entire thing as well, and she was equally upset. She burst into Super Saiyan as well, and immediately charged in, the 2 of them trying to take on Vegeta together. Vegeta smirked. This was exactly what he wanted, for them to achieve Super Saiyan. He powered up into Super Saiyan 2, and caught both of their punches at the same time. That is the catalyst for Super Saiyan, to feel helpless,
and yet an uncontrollable need to protect the people around you. This rage that fills you, knowing that if you don't achieve it, you and everyone you know will die. That is what allows you to achieve Super Saiyan, and both of you got it.
Kaba and Caulifla both eased up, realizing that he didn't actually have any intent behind his words, that he was just trying to help them achieve Super Saiyan. But Vegeta's smirk continued.
I never said this fight was over, though.
Vegeta took his grip on Kaba and Caulifla and used it to slam the two of them together. They resumed fighting. Vegeta switched things up from showing them that they could achieve Super Saiyan to how far they still had to go. As the fight went on, he went into Super Saiyan 3, then Super Saiyan God, and finally Super Saiyan Blue. And when he achieved that, they were amazed, and with a single punch, both of them were taken out. Vegeta dropped out of Super Saiyan Blue and gazed at the two unconscious Universe 6 Saiyans. There was only a month left. Could they actually be of any good? He also looked around at the other Saiyans, including the ones that had just arrived. Many of them didn't even have Super Saiyan Blue. The likes of Nappa, for instance, despite his best efforts, had not managed to achieve it yet. Were they actually ready to take on Frieza, Cooler, King Cold, and Cumber? He wondered that. And then his gaze fell onto Raditz. Alongside Goku, the three of them constantly stood toe-to-toe with one another. As of now, the three of them were the only ones with Super Saiyan Blue unlocked, but Raditz seemingly had an advantage now. With his tail, he might be able to achieve new forms that Vegeta could only dream of right now. Years ago, this would have frustrated Vegeta, but he had spent all this time reforming himself in his views as a Saiyan. What Saiyan pride was different to him than when he was younger. Low-class warrior and Saiyan elite, these were all terms of the past to him now. Any Saiyan could rise to the occasion. Any limit to a Saiyan, both in name and ability, was meant to be broken. And if he needed to do it, he would help Raditz to achieve it for the survival of their entire race. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. If you guys like to see a few more Saiyans on the scene, perhaps you'll like this one, where Chi-Chi becomes a Saiyan. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!